Welcome to Go Cross Country Skiing in the Black Hills. I'm Michael Goodroad with the Eagle Cliff Ski Association, and we welcome you to this presentation brought to you by the Eagle Cliff Ski Association and Roaming Around. And this is a wonderful time to be thinking about doing fun things outdoors in the winter. So why cross country skiing? Well, for one thing, it's great exercise, and you can do it outdoors. In this time of COVID, it's also a wonderful time to be with family and friends outdoors, doing something fun and doing something good for your body as well. You can go at your own pace with cross-country skiing. You don't have to rush. You can go little or go a lot. You can do it on your own time. And it's a way to dance with the winter. Sometimes winter can be a little oppressive in wherever you are. And so with cross-country skiing, you can get out, enjoy the fresh air, the beautiful scenery, and enjoy your time throughout the winter time. Some of the other aspects of cross-country skiing that make it attractive are it's inexpensive. You don't have to invest an awful lot of money in equipment and clothing to go out and have a good time. It's a fun sport that is easily accessible to anybody at any level. Another real benefit to cross-country skiing is the peacefulness and the serenity that comes from being out in nature in the wintertime. The beautiful scenery, the way that you're gliding through the snow is a very peaceful and wonderful sense that you get. I ran across something recently where someone was talking about the beauty of doing cross-country skiing, and I want to share that with you. The article says there's something mystically satisfying about the sport. Floating across a frozen landscape suspended on a blanket of pure white is an enchanting sensation. It seems magical how warm and inviting winter becomes as you start gliding through the countryside. A sure sign that you're getting hooked is when you start looking forward to winter. And I think once you start doing cross-country skiing, you will start to look forward to winter. Typically, the Black Hills has very good snow conditions for quite a length of time. And so investing in learning this new sport, I think, will pay dividends throughout your life.
Hi, I'm Steve Sanders, and cross-country skiing is all about making tracks. There's two types of cross-country tracks. Some are set mechanically with a snowmobile and a groomer. Others are set by skiers. It's called breaking trail. And so with breaking trail, you don't need a definite cross-country area or anything. You can just go wherever you wish. There's two major types of cross-country skis. One type is the waxable ski. The waxable ski takes a wax that you apply to what's called the kick zone. The kick zone allows the ski to grab onto the snow so that you can move forward with what is called the diagonal stride, which is basically just walking. The other type of ski, which is much easier to use, is a waxless ski. The waxless ski has ridges on the bottom that grab onto the snow, so that you don't have to wax, and these are much better for a variety of conditions. For waxable skis, you need to have different waxes for different temperatures. Cross-country skiing is often called Nordic skiing because it basically comes from Norway. And wouldn't you know, the Norwegians would make it scientific and have all kinds of different waxes for different temperatures. Waxless skis don't need any of that, but you might need some glider wax to prevent sticking on the waxless skis. There's many different types of skis for different tracks and for different conditions. These are track skis for a groomed trail. As you can see, they're pretty skinny, they're long, and so you need to have a surface that has been machine packed to use them. Another type of ski is a skating ski. The skating ski also has to have a groomed surface to skate on. Skating skis move forward by using a skating motion instead of the diagonal stride. There's also backcountry skis, which are wider, heavier, and may have metal edges on them. The type of ski that you start out with will probably largely depend on what's available, but we'd suggest you probably start with a waxless ski with a medium width on it. The boots also come in many different varieties. The original cross-country boots were 75 millimeter 3-pin boots, and the binding just went over the boot. Those aren't available very much anymore, although there are some, but they're usually heavier boots for real backcountry or telemark skiing at downhill areas. The newer boots clip into the ski and work like that. There's two major varieties of these boots. One is made by Salomon, and they're very popular. There's a lot of different models of those available. The other one is New Nordic Norm. And the New Nordic Norm ones work basically the same way, clipping into the ski by just stepping down on it. But of course, the New Nordic Norm and the Salomon skis and the Salomon boots and skis are not interchangeable. The good news about different types of boots is that the bindings are replaceable. So if you get a particular type of boot and it doesn't match the binding on the ski that you have, it is possible to replace it. Another type of boot is the backcountry boot. The backcountry boot is usually a heavier boot, and the attachment to the binding is wider, as you can see. Of course, these take a special backcountry binding. The other piece of equipment that you'll need for cross-country skiing are poles. Cross-country poles are different from downhill poles in that the strap is different so that you can put it over your hand and you can push off with it. The basket is also different. There's different size baskets depending on the type of skiing that you're doing. A basket like this is for a groomed trail. This is more for backcountry. The other important thing about poles is to get the right length. Generally, poles need to be at least up to your armpit. However, they can be as tall as your nose. But somewhere in between will be just right for you.
Hello, my name is Tamara, and I am an associate here at Roman Around. And today I'm going to talk about different layering pieces and ideal apparel that you would want to use for cross-country skiing. Because cross-country skiing is more of a highly aerobic activity, It is best to create a layering system when you do decide to go cross-country skiing. When dressing for cross-country skiing, you want to consider snug-fitting clothes that are lightweight. They consider you should use a 3-layering system on the top of your torso or the upper half of your body. I have 2 displays here of different apparel that you could use. The first layer you want to consider is going to be your base layer. This layer is the layer that's going to be resting next to your skin. So you would like to have some type of a layer that's going to wick moisture away. 2 of the most important fibers that you could consider are either going to be a merino wool or a synthetic that it has moisture wicking and quick drying properties. In a merino wool, you can consider either like a heavier weight or a lighter weight depending on your body temperature or how you run for heat. You can also consider if the synthetic is another option that is available as well. For your mid layer, this will be your insulation layer. This is going to be next to your base layer. You can consider anything from like a fleece jacket or any type of like a light puffy type of a jacket or a vest. As you can see on this model, we've chosen more of a stretchier like fleece with a stretch soft shell on the outside. In this model, as you can see, we've chosen to go with a vest, which is just a light puffy weight vest that you can also add to your layers. For your outer layer, you should consider some type of a weather resistant jacket that's going to repel water and that is wind resistant and that is stretchy to move with you as you are doing your cross-country activities. For the lower half of your body, 2 key things to remember is also a layering system. In this situation, you want to again start with your base layer, either a wool or a synthetic. Your outer layer should consist of some type of a fabric. Either you could do a wind pant that has wind resistant soft shell, you could go into a soft shell, or you could do some type of a soft shell insulation combination. It all depends on the type of person you are as far as if you run hot or cold individual. As you can see here on this guy, we put on a pair of wind pants and layered his with the gaiter. In our female version, we did a soft shell but an insulated pant for her. Other essential gear that you should consider when cross-country skiing will be your accessories. That consist of headwear, the proper gloves. You may consider wanting to wear leg gaiters, neck gaiters are also essential. Something that is lightweight that you can either add or remove throughout the day depending on how the temperatures fluctuate or if the weather changes. Some things I'm going to show you include, and as we have here on the model, are like leg gaiters. Leg gaiters are important, especially if you're going to maybe be in deeper snow or if you want to protect your feet from getting wet. This is a good option to use. For headgear, you want to consider something that's lightweight, either like a skull cap or a lightweight merino wool hat or a balaclava. You could also consider wearing earmuffs is another option, or headbands if you do not want to wear a hat. When it comes to proper hand gear, you want to consider also doing a layering system. You want to start with some type of a liner, which would be considered a wool would be a great option because, as I've mentioned before, wool wicks moisture away, but it will also keep your hands warm. Your outer layer you want to consider, you could either go into some type of a weather-resistant fabric. You could either do a mitten or you could do a glove. Gloves are going to give you more dexterity, where a mitten is going to keep your hands warmer. You want to make sure that your gloves are wind-resistant and water-resistant to also help keep your hands warm. For your feet, you should consider doing also a multiple layer when it comes to your footwear or your socks. You can do like a liner sock and then lay over the top of it another lightweight wool sock if you have that option. If you don't and you can do another type of a wool sock, that's fine. Just remember what is key here is if your boot is too tight fitting and your sock is too thick, it's going to cut off circulation to your feet, which is going to give you cold feet. So please take that into consideration when choosing the proper socks to go with your boots. A couple other essentials you should consider when out cross-country skiing is proper eyewear and sunscreen to take with you. Usually what's key is if you're going to do sunglasses, from my experience, I prefer a polarized lens because it will reduce glare, especially when it's bright and sunny outside. And also, even though it's winter, you should always consider sunscreen. You can still get burnt as well. A couple other accessories to consider is if you want to carry snacks, additional water, you need to take off some of your layering if it's a warmer day, is to consider some type of maybe of a light backpack or a fanny pack is another option you could add if you choose to do so. To summarize proper gear for cross-country skiing, remember that you have your layering, that you use either a wool or a synthetic moisture-wicking material against your skin. The key thing to remember is not to use any type of a cotton fiber when you're out cross-country skiing or a lot of outdoor activities, especially in the winter time. That would include denim, cotton t-shirts, anything like that close to your skin is going to absorb moisture. When moisture is absorbed and is laying next to your skin, it's going to cause you to become colder. It won't wick that moisture away like a synthetic or a wool fiber would. If you have any questions or would like any of us here at Roaming Around to help you pick out your cross-country ski gear, please stop by. We'd be more than happy to help you out.
There are many great areas in the Black Hills to cross-country ski. Of course, the Eagle Cliff ski area, which is located on Highway 85 south of Cheyenne Crossing. Eagle Cliff has some groomed trails, but is mostly backcountry and has a variety of flat and mountainous hilly areas to make it wonderful for cross-country skiing. And at the Eagle Cliff ski area, there are plowed parking lots for your convenience after each snowfall. The Big Hill ski system, which is near Spearfish, has more groomed trails, or mostly groomed trails. And the Tomahawk Country Club, located on Highway 385, has groomed trails for both skiing, cross-country, and for snow bikes. And if you wish to rent cross-country ski equipment, there are 2 locations in the Black Hills for you to do so. Shields in Rapid City and Edge Sports, located just south of Lead on the way to Terry Peak. Both of these stores have ski packages very reasonably priced that include the skis, the boots, and the poles. The Eagle Cliff Ski Association is also making available free cross-country ski lessons on the snow. So after there is a good snowfall and a good base, you can arrange for a lesson. It can be with yourself or a small group. All you have to do is go to the Eagle Cliff Ski Association website, which is eagleclifftrails.com, or the Eagle Cliff Facebook page, and follow the instructions. We will then assign an individual instructor for you or your small group, and you'll be off and running. Once again, we would like to thank the Eagle Cliff Ski Association and Roaming Around for helping make this video possible. And when you're thinking about going cross-country skiing and you have some doubts, use our motto: when in doubt, go.